Now we will try to draw the relationship between total product, average product, marginal product and the labor units. In the first graph, we will consider the x-axis as the units of labor. Units of labor we will measure on the x-axis, and in the second graph also we will use the x-axis for measuring the units of labor. So in both the graphs we have taken the horizontal axis or x-axis as the common. Now for the first graph we will plot the total product to see the holistic picture, and in the second graph we will consider the unit level analysis, that is the average product which we will denote by the AP and the marginal product which we will denote by MP. You can see that on the horizontal axis I have written the values from 0 to 9 because here we have considered the values from 1 to 9. If the quantity of the labor is 0, means imagine about a company where there is no labor, how much the company can produce? Nothing. So in that case the value of the total product will also be equal to 0. So we can see that the total product curve will start from the point 0 and 0. This is the origin, right? Now let us check when the labor unit is 1, means the first unit of labor we have engaged. How much is the amount of total product? So just imagine this is the units 20. So here this is the point, this is the amount of output. Let me write the coordinate. The value of x is 1 and the value of the y axis variable is 20. So this is the coordinate of this point is 1 comma 20. This is the amount of output that has been produced by the first unit of labor. Likewise, how much is being produced by the second unit of labor? The second unit of labor, when we engage, the total output became 50. This is the point where we are showing that by engaging 2 units of labor, this is the total amount of output produced. Now how much is being produced when we are engaging 3 units of labor? If we engage 3 units of labor, we can see here the total product becomes 90. We can get a point which will be 90 units of output by engaging 3 units of labor. Now if we consider 4 units of labor, what will be the amount of output? That is 120. So here we can measure, this is as the value 120. So this is the point of coordinate where we have engaged 4 comma 120. This is the coordinate of this point, which is representing we have engaged 4 units of labor and 120 units of output. If we engage 5 units of labor, what will be the total product? 140. So 5 units of labor we have engaged and the output is 150. Output is 150. So somehow we are at here 150. Now if we engage one more unit of labor, means 6 units of labor, you can see that here just one mistake. For the 5th unit of labor, basically the production is 140. For the 6th unit of labor, the production is a little higher than 140, which is equal to 150. Now if we engage 7th unit of labor, what is happening? We can see that there is no change in the output. So here the total output will be saturated. In the graph, how we can find out the saturation? We can find out the line which is parallel to the x-axis. then what is happening? If we keep increasing the labor units and we engage one more labor after the 7th units of labor, then the total number of labor will become 8. So by engaging 8 units of labor, we can see that the output has deteriorated, and the output here is only 145. For the 9th unit, the total output will be 117 or 117 units of output. Now if we take the locus of all these points, we can see that up to 3 there is a increase in the total product with the increasing rate. Okay, from the 3rd unit onward, if we move further, we can see that the total product is increasing, but it has increased at a decreasing rate. This is the area. I have made this area thicker. Okay, now after that, when we are at the 6th unit, means we have engaged 6 units of labor, means that here the total product became saturated, means there is no change in total product, and after that the total product curve has declined. So we can see a curve which is a part of the curve which is going down. Clear? So this is the curve for the total product. We can see that the total product curve has initially increased at an increasing rate. After that we identified it has increased with the decreasing rate, and then it has become saturated and it started falling. Now this rate of increase, how we identified the rate of increase? We have identified the rate of increase from the concept of marginal product. Marginal product curve for the first unit, 0th unit, we can see that for the 0th unit we cannot compute it. So marginal product will be started from the first unit itself. So when we are considering the first unit, marginal product will be 20, because the contribution for the first labor is 20. So in this case, after that, when we engage the second labor, the marginal product of the second labor is now 30. When we consider the third labor unit, what is the value of the marginal product? 40. So for the third unit, the value of the marginal product even gone up and it became 40. So we are at here. Now this is the point basically where we can see that the curvature of the total product has changed. So up to here we have seen that the marginal product is having a increasing trend. Marginal product for up to this third unit, marginal product is increasing. And what is marginal product? Marginal product is nothing but the rate of change in the total product. So we can say that the total product is increasing at an increasing rate. After that, when we engage the 4th unit of labor, we can see the value of the marginal product for 4th unit of labor is 30. Then if we engage the one more labor, so it became 20. For the 5th labor it became 20, and for the 6th labor, if you see, it is even smaller than the 5th unit, and it is the 10th unit, 10 units of output. And when we engage the 7th unit of labor, we can see that there is no change in the output, so the marginal product becomes 0. And here these things also can be reflected by the total product curve. We can see that corresponding to the 7th unit of labor, there is no change in output. Here we can see the del Tp is equal to 0. So when del Tp is equal to 0 and maximum, we can write there the marginal product, corresponding value of the marginal product will be 0. Let me complete the marginal product curve. This is our marginal product curve. Marginal product of what? Marginal product of labor. So we will write MPL. So here we can see marginal product reached at the maximum when the change when the curvature of the total product changes, and after that we can see that the total product has increased but at a decreasing rate. And since it is increasing at a decreasing rate, the rate of change on total product can be reflected by the marginal product. This is the area where the marginal product has decreased, and correspondingly we can see that the total product curve has increased but at a decreasing rate. So this is how the total product is related with the marginal product. Now we will plot the average product of labor, here APL. So what we can see, when the first unit of labor was engaged, the value of the marginal product and average product is same. So we have computed this marginal product value is equal to 20. So average product will start from the value 20. From here, if we increase the labor by 1 unit, total units of labor is now 2. So when the labor unit is 2, the value of the average product is 25. Value of the average product is somewhere at here, 25. Now after that, when we consider the labor units as 3, means 3 units of labor, we can see that the value of the average product is 30. So here the value of the average product is 30 for the third units of the labor. If we increase the labor unit further, for 4 units of labor, the value of the average product is exactly equal to the value of the marginal product. Look at this value. This value 30 is also the highest value of the average product. Highest value of the average product. Increase the labor further. Say for example, if we consider the 5th unit of labor, we can see that the value of the average product is 28. Look at these values. After the average value and marginal value become equal, then for all labor units we can see that the value of the average product is greater than the value of the marginal product. That means the average product curve will be on above of the marginal product curve, and before the average product and marginal product was equal, the average product value was below the marginal product curve. So this is our APL. When the average product and marginal product become equal, before that we can see APL is lesser than MPL. But here we can see the value of APL is always greater than the value of MPL. Correct? So this is all about the total product and its relationship with the labor, and we also have seen the unit label analysis by considering the average product and the marginal product of labor. Now one more thing we need to add here. This is called the stages of production. So in the next video we will discuss about the stages of the production.